Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Stargirl Season 1, Episode 9. I just looked it up, I think it's 9. Brainwave. I am excited for this episode, especially after the last one ended. I mean, Cindy knows all about Courtney and she's been taken by a father to be reprimanded. Henry is coming into his powers and is aware of his powers and is aware that Courtney is Stargirl and is aware that Cindy is weird and his dad has like a super suit. There is a lot going on and I'm very excited to see where it goes next. If you would like to watch the unedited version of this reaction, please do go and check out my Patreon where there are other unedited reactions. You can sponsor shows, and I'm going to be starting some new shows that will go unedited there a week or two before they come to YouTube. But yes, I'm so excited for Stargirl. Let's go.
Please don't kill me.
No one's gonna miss him.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh god, that guy was brave to try again. If someone used telekinesis on me, I would be running.
I think I killed a man tonight.
Brilliant thing to put on tape, 100%. If I ever kill anyone, the first thing I'm going to do is start a reaction by saying that. Okay, he's very freaked out now. What is he going to do next?
The paramedics.
I don't like that he's getting instruction now from his father.
Of some kind of instinct kicked in, and
What is Henry going to do with this information?
one.
Instead of being called Brainwave, is he going to wake up or is he going to die?
Not like Cindy. Or even like his father.
I mean, there is hope. I have more hope for him.
No. You were part of another team?
Yeah, we called ourselves the Seven Soldiers. They were good men.
So is the janitor from that group rather than from the JSA?
We need Henry.
If we can get him on side, we do. And I think he actually needs you because he'd be very easily swayed to the dark side. Is he okay? He thinks it's the staff? Is he okay?
Is withdrawn from Blue Valley High to
Ooh.
study overseas.
I'm stressed that Beth is running around with the goggles in the open.
Like I killed Mom.
That got his attention. I mean, Cindy, you'd be better off breaking away from him and doing your own thing. Preferably not super villainy, but...
Turn on the gas.
Oh, God.
Always calmed her as a baby. At least her misadventures have revealed
Okay.
the Brainwave's ball.
As a baby, that's lovely.
Now,
But this is like an instruction manual for Henry, and that's not good. Because it's his dad. Please be a good person, Henry. Make the right choices.
After what he did to me.
I mean, I think Yolanda should get the veto power, for sure.
My father held me by the ankles over that well.
He's learning a lot about his father and why his father's as toxic as he was to him. But you can break the cycle, Henry.
Down.
So you're understanding your dad a lot more, but that doesn't mean you've got to be like him.
His brain full of
So he started off
ugly thoughts.
killing bad people and then became one
I rendered him
himself.
blind. No matter whose mind I peer into.
Well, yeah, if you look for the darkest points, you'll find them.
Their brain truth about humanity.
Well, you can learn the truth you were looking for in humanity, I think. So is their plan to, like, brainwash everyone to be... Is it basically Lena Luthor's plan from Supergirl season 4 or 5, whatever one we had last?
I worry about him.
I'm fine. Thanks.
You would be stressed if you saw him with a knife.
We'd be better off if he died.
Don't hurt her,
Shut up.
because your father is a monster and that's why she thinks that. Oh god, now he's having the headaches until he kills her. Henry, you're literally about to become an evil person.
Henry,
Oh, he's connected to his unconscious mind, is that it?
get out of my way.
Well, at least he didn't hurt the maid.
within the week. Once it
Not
is,
good.
we can funnel Henry's telepathic
Though I suppose if you're just going to attack America,
broadcasting them
the rest of us will be
across
alright.
states. Our America.
Make America great again. Do not show this plan to Donald Trump. He will try and make it a reality. He's not a nice man. Don't fall for it.
You and your family doing tonight?
Oh dear. I mean, we like Cameron. He's kind of sort of dating Courtney. I don't know, they were going to go on one date, but it's really not a place to get good thoughts. See, I think Henry could do with them. Not even like joining the team, I'm not bothered about that. But it should be more
Dad, I heard you.
so they can try and curb him from becoming his dad.
I never liked Dr. King.
He's still doing the right thing by him. He's still being a good nurse.
People are monsters.
He's joining Team Evil, isn't he? Your dad is the worst of them, sweetheart. You're not even a sweetheart, so I don't know why I said that.
This is why you called us here?
It's not what Rick was wanting.
To look through old books?
That is part of being a superhero.
preparing.
Ooh, I don't want his dad to wake up.
You smell like this. Henry,
Oh god, I'm stressed. Please, please, please go well.
like I did your dad.
Oh god.
It was you.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Put him here.
Well, they need this conversation so he can decide what side he wants to be on.
Help us find out who else is in the Injustice Society.
I mean, this
Then
is
we can
typical. This
stop
is
them
very
from killing
Courtney.
anyone
She
else.
believes in people, and she's brave, and she's reckless, and I'm stressed.
He was a nice kid.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is very stressful.
Why aren't you?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Twisted.
You've got to fight against this, Henry. Come on now. This is your last chance.
Life isn't that black and white, Henry.
That's why she's
People
here
can be
talking to
bad,
you.
But people can be good too.
She's giving you a
And
chance after what you did to
kind
Yolanda.
and Passionate. Have you tried looking a little deeper?
Yeah.
Bet you'd find something better.
Listen to her.
I really doubt it.
Well, if you don't try, you'll never know. You should say
What
to
makes
him,
you think that?
after what you did to Yolanda, what? Are you a good person?
Look where you are. Come talk to me when you're ready.
Oh, I love Courtney. Just Courtney is the hero we all need. But I don't know if she's too good for very good. Because it is true, his dad was a horrible monster to him, but it doesn't. If it's your father, it's complicated. Today. He can't keep lying to his wife. He really can't. This is a bit awkward given that they haven't even had their date. Okay. Well, oh, Yolanda, oh goodness. They need to have a talk, actually.
You betrayed me. I trusted you. I loved you.
You got anything?
Stay
Are you gonna say sorry?
away from us.
Just Henry is a stressful character because I don't think he's truly bad. I don't even know that he necessarily was the one that sent it, but he's also been pretty shitty. Well, this is so creepy that the JSA and the ISA are having dinner.
Blue Valley's not perfect now.
Oh, it's getting there.
Blue Valley's going to be an.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some more. This is delicious.
Hey, Dad, chicken dumplings are gone.
I see that.
Mike,
Sorry, Jordan. Let me grab you some more.
that kid is a brat, but
I got it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I mean, they're sensing the vibe that he's a weird, creepy man, and I am with it.
Recipe, though.
Oh, it's baking hot, and he's gonna be able to touch it. Yeah, because he's icicle.
Down, buddy. Mike.
Yep. She's gonna figure it out.
Sorry.
I knew there had to be some significance to that.
It's a handful, huh?
Courtney, mask your face right now. And I know it's the boy you kind of like's dad, and he's another kid of a JSA member, but... Oh, at least they know. I mean, I'm glad they know, but I'm stressed. Cameron will make better choices than Henry, I'm sure. I hope.
Good luck.
Well, she wants him to be good. I mean, we know for a fact that he doesn't know anything about any of it, but she doesn't.
Because I had to meet the girl my son has been talking so much about.
Courtney needs to get better at a poker face. Courtney, you can't just go after him, like, right now. That is, like, the worst idea.
Mother, everything.
I'm in agree. Okay, good. I mean, bad, because... Stop, I love it. Very bad, because they didn't tell her she found out.
Your father's attorney.
Ooh, what's he gonna hear in his
I'm sorry to meet
thoughts?
you under these.
I need this money.
Oh dear. You're gonna be his first kill at this rate. Make better choices, Henry.
Excuse me?
Stay away from my dad!
Oh god. Oh god. See, you don't... Is he enjoying this, or is he not enjoying this? Oh my god. Because if he feels terrible about it afterwards, then he can maybe relate... Oh my god, did his dad wake up?
What's going on?
Oh my god. This is terrible. The episode is called Brainwave, though. Oh dear. Do not end, please. Damn you. I even watched this episode early as well. Okay, so that was another fantastic episode of Stargirl. I am absolutely in love with this show. And you know, there are so many characters, like, I spent a lot of Cindy's episode being like, well, maybe she could be good, and the same with Henry, even though it doesn't seem like they are currently going down the path of good. Henry is the one I have more hope for even now. And you know, with him it's just hard because obviously he's been raised by a toxic father. He's been raised with the principles that his father, you know, puts out into the world are not good. And we know his treatment of Yolanda was terrible. Whether or not he personally shared the pictures, because he did seem surprised, but he showed them to his mates. And when it happened, like I keep saying, he was awful to her about it. It wasn't like he was sort of defended her or stood up for her. He ditched her and got with the girl that was tormenting her. So, you know, Henry has made a lot of terrible choices, but people can change. I truly do believe that, especially kids. A lot of peer pressure and parental pressure. His dad being dead would have been the best thing for Henry. And seeing all those tapes where he got his dad's indoctrination even more so that he's had it over all these years, you know, I still have hope for Henry. It is getting lesser and lesser the more he's in it, but I have hope for some of it for him. And you know, those tapes were pretty awful, but I'm hoping that some of what Courtney said to him will stick in his mind. That, yeah, if you just take a surface glance, you'll catch someone at a bad time, or often the thoughts we have more easily might be thoughts that aren't quite as pleasant, whereas, you know, if you're feeling really upset, you might be thinking, well, I just wish it was over and she'd die already, because then you're not, I don't know, I mean, okay, I would never think that, I don't know, but you know, like, you can't always control the bad thoughts, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Sometimes you just need to vent that thought, and then it's gone, and then you think, oh my god, I'm a terrible person. Why, like that guy that wanted his mum or his wife's car, like, you know, maybe after he thought that, he thought, oh my god, that was such an awful thing to think, you know, kind of, you can catch people at their worst, and even if everyone's horrible, that doesn't mean you should kill them. But there are also good people, and I'm hoping that Yolanda got through to him as well, because he fully saw the strength of how much he hurt her. He could have maybe tried to pretend he hadn't, and he was confronted with her actual thoughts, with her saying how he betrayed her, how she even loved him, and how, you know, that trust was broken, and how she's so angry with him that she would kill him. And he's thinking, oh, these other people are so awful, they deserve to die. And then he's confronted with somebody who thinks the exact same of him, and how is that going to affect him? So I am still intrigued about where Henry's going to go. I think next week's episode is called Brainwave Junior, so I'm guessing it's going to be another Henry-ish episode. But again, like, I still think he could potentially go both ways. I think he might even be someone that initially goes down the path of the ISA, but then when he's confronted with their true plan or their true evilness, changes sides, maybe because he's got a real opening into the good side. And I mean, if he changes sides, he needs to really apologise to Yolanda. Like, that is his priority, is telling her exactly what happened and apologising and grovelling, and, you know, agreeing that he will never speak to her again, even though he's on the team with her, if he ever were to join the team. But I think it's definitely a very interesting dynamic, and it's the same with Cindy. I think Cindy is similar, that I feel like ultimately there's a chance she could join the good guys, but I think she's a lot further down the path of wanting to be a bad guy, and she's currently being locked up. And again, she is a kid who has been raised to be evil her whole life, so, and by the sounds of it, she killed her mother potentially by accident. I mean, if she's been implanted with, like, swords and you give that to a child, like, what's going to happen? Or with shivs, what's going to happen? But, you know, if your whole life someone brings up that time you murdered your mother because you're evil, it's gonna start warping your mind. So maybe there is hope for her, but hope for her is further down the line. Henry is currently heading down the same path as her, but he can veer off. So I think that is just really, really interesting. And then we have the other, I mean, we still haven't seen much of Athena, Artemis, whichever one she is. I will, when she gets an episode at some point, I will learn her name. She doesn't seem to know anything about her parents, but she's just very aggressive. But Cameron is truly clueless. I mean, there have been times when if he was a Cindy, his dad would have been able to be like, oh, I'm just going to go do some ISA stuff, whereas he's lied to him about that. So that says that he is clueless. I completely understand Courtney, especially finding that one of these kids is fully aware of everything that's going on and is like in it. Maybe Cameron is the same, and her being wary of him is sad because, you know, they're quite sweet together and he is a good person. And we saw when he blew out his birthday, or the mother's birthday candle, you could see his breath, so I don't know if that was them suggesting that he also could have icicle powers. I'm really glad that they figured out that Jordan is icicle. Obviously that's stressful because of the mother, but now we'll get to that. Maybe they can tell Barbara and that will be fine. So yeah, I kind of think Courtney's and Cameron's budding romance might be having the brakes hit, but at the same time, if she can explain it all to Cameron and tell him, I I don't think he would support his father. I think, again, he would struggle with it because he has a loving relationship with his father. You know, Jordan is doting and kind to him. You know, he doesn't tell him, oh, you shouldn't be into arts, you should be into sports, or any of that kind of toxic stuff. He's fine with him being a sweet boy. So it's going to be different and interesting, and I'm sad that Cameron is going to have to go through that at some point and hopefully come out to the good side. Because, I mean, he went out of his way to paint pretty pictures on Yolanda's locker and do things like that. Like, you know, he didn't verbally speak up for her or anything, but he did little gestures of trying to be a good person. So that Cameron is the villain's kid I have the most hope for. Obviously it depends how everything shakes out. If he were to like see Courtney trying to murder his dad, I think he might join his dad's side instantly, but you know, like, with time. And you know, his grandparents with their grace with like, and defeat our enemies, it's all very ominous. They're quite a scary family, so I am very intrigued about where we're going to go with this show. And we've got a season 2 coming. It's just going to be on the CW, not the app, I think. So I don't know if the show will change at all because of that, maybe budget-wise or tone-wise, but no matter what, I'm very excited about that. Just the fact that we're going to get to explore these characters even further, because it's a shorter season and we really have, like, we had the episode where Yolanda was introduced and where Beth was a bit more introduced, we had the one where Rick was introduced, so kind of we really have these episodes where now we're going to go through the villain kids, and I think it's like Brainwave Part 2, The Shining Knight, and then maybe the end? I don't know, like 2 episodes, like Stars and Stripe Part 1 or something, but I am very excited to see where the show's going to go and what the villain kids are going to do. Then that family dinner was very awkward, and like, at the beginning, when Courtney was saying she wanted to recruit Henry and Yolanda and Rick were saying, hell no, we're not going to do that, I understood both sides perfectly, because people can change, people can make better choices, and Henry has superpowers, he has terrifying superpowers, so if you just let him loose and let him go evil without even trying, that's very dangerous, whereas he could be such an asset. But at the same time, he betrayed Yolanda and hurt her unforgivably, so her not wanting him on the team, I understand. You know, I always feel like Courtney should have been aiming for a middle ground with him, which is maybe not welcoming him onto the team until he proves himself, but also trying to be there for him to help him get his powers, but then that's obviously awkward because she's the one that hurt his dad, etc. But I still have hope for him, but I think that was a very messed up situation and I don't feel good for anyone in it. And I totally understand where Yolanda's coming from. I mean, she has been through so much trauma and she's still going through the trauma, you know, she'll still be tormented at school. Okay, good, she's got friends now, thank goodness, people that she can lean on that she knows don't judge her for it, but that has destroyed her life and her family. I mean, her family are the ones to blame here, but the way they treat her now is also awful. And I enjoy Rick sort of standing up for that and not being supportive of Henry at all. And I also like that Beth could kind of see the good in people as well. So I think like there's a lot of promising different angles, and I quite enjoy the Rick and Beth like dynamic. Like they're quite, because they're so sort of polar opposites, but I really enjoy their scenes together when they have a few. I just enjoy this whole team actually. Anytime any of the 4 main kids are in scenes together, I love it. And Beth is just, she just working hard, doing what she needs to do, which I like. And Barbara, she obviously trusts Jordan implicitly, and maybe having Jordan be like, oh, how is your daughter? I've remembered her name, I'm so caring, and then having Pat letting her be a superhero and getting hurt might make her not trust them. I hate that trope of, we've got to tell her, we can't tell her, and then she walks in, and I think she just said, what is that, as well, so I don't think she even heard them discussing, I can't remember if she said what is that, but either way, I hate the fact that Pat wanted to tell her and then she just found out anyway, because that's always when you get the most upset, because you didn't tell me, and then Pat was like, well, I was going to tell you. I mean, I suppose you can say, well, I was going to tell you when the doorbell rang earlier, so I couldn't tell you when the company was here. I mean, but at the same time, Pat should have told her a long time ago, and I'm very intrigued about where this is going to go, how they're going to do it. I think Barbara will likely maybe ultimately come around to it, and did she know that that Courtney's father was Starman? Is that something she was aware of? Obviously she wouldn't have known about Pat in that case. The coincidence though is very strange. But was she somehow more aware of it than we think, or is this all going to be totally new to her? Will she believe it of Jordan, because she believes so wholeheartedly in that company and its project and in everything he's believing in, and that will be crushing to her because that's what she's kind of building her family, her life on. But I don't know how as a mother you can be okay with your fairly recent husband not telling you that your 15, 16-year-old child was putting herself in mortal danger regularly. You know, I think that if you love Pat, you can trust that he was doing his best to protect her and keep her safe, but he should have told Barbara way, way, way sooner. And like, I can understand why he didn't in a way, especially at the beginning when he was hoping he could stop Courtney, but he should have told her from the beginning. So I do wonder about how their marriage is going to cope, and then what that would do to Mike and to Courtney, and like, genuinely, I don't know where it's going to go next, because realistically, if you were Barbara, you would be telling Pat to go and sleep on the sofa. You wouldn't be kicking him out of the house, go to your garage to sleep. You know, you would not be impressed with him doing that and lying to you about it and keeping it from you when it is your child. But it is also a TV show where obviously Pat and Courtney, their family is fairly fresh, so if they rip them apart, it would be kind of short-lived. I could probably think Barbara will ultimately come around to it, because that's what tends to happen, but I am very stressed about what's going to happen next with that. And I'm just really... Obviously, this season is very much getting to know all the different players in the picture, getting to kind of a sense of whether they're good and bad and where they are and what their motives are. I just really can't wait for the team to start gelling. I want to see lots of interaction between Courtney, Yolanda, Beth and Rick, and all the little bits we're getting I'm loving, and I can't wait to see more of that. And I also like that Beth and Rick to an extent are kind of more accepting of Pat and what Pat wants to do, and they're all kind of becoming a team, and I love that. And I'm stressed for next week. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch the unedited reaction, please check out my Patreon, and yeah, thank you for watching.